Good morning. Hi. Thank you, David. Hello. Good morning to Jillian. First one in. Jillian, thank you for coming. Studio B. MT, good seeing you here. And David 2010, where you been? How you doing? And thank you for welcoming everybody to my channel. Guys, I'm excited. I was thinking about doing it tomorrow, but then I went, nah, I think I'm going to do this wild edible because later on down the road, I'm going to do another one. There's probably lots and lots of things to learn about wild edibles. I mean, so much that you have to be careful what I'm going to show you pictures and discuss things on this live stream. But it's not a bad thing to know. I mean, I need to almost get a book on it myself because there's many things. I was trying to find the one that I actually ate, one is like it's in your backyard, and one is actually poisonous, and one is very healthy for you, and it looks kind of like it's very similar. So you have to be careful, really, really careful when you're doing things. But I picked one that we all know, dandelions. Dandelions are one of the best to eat, the leaves and the flowers on it. So I gave that as a thumbnail because I know everybody knows about that. So how you guys doing before I get started? It's a little early to start quite yet. How's it going, MT? You guys having a good day so far? It's today is, let's get all of it in, July 28th, and it is 11:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. It says 5 watching, 3 thumbs up. Thank you very much. So what's going on? You're doing good? Yeah? How's the family? Family good? MT, do you know much about wild edibles? Have you ever eaten anything? Anybody eaten anything that's out there that's considered a wild edible? Have you actually had dandelion at all? Because I've had the leaves. I don't really particularly like it. It's a very, very bitter, strong taste. But I guess if I was hungry, at least I would be able to recognize that plant anywhere. And if I was hungry, I could at least eat that. The greens and the tops, and it's edible. So it's going to have a strong taste. But nonetheless, you can eat it if you were in a pinch and you were hungry. So I think that's a really good thing to know. I really do. And as being in the military for 21 years, I think I didn't know all the edibles. I don't. But I'm saying it's a really good thing if something were to happen and you're in a pinch and you're hungry and you didn't know what to do. Well, there you go. We're going to make you educated on things that you should look out for and that you could actually eat. Yeah, a good bit? Well, good. You can join in the conversation and help me out, MT, with some wild edibles when we get going into the conversation. You tell me and I can look up the pictures after. That's what we're going to do. You're going to tell me what you consider edible. I'm going to make sure I research it that it's edible, and I'll show a picture of what we're talking about. Sheila, good morning, doll. Are you working today? How's it going? David 2010. David. So hopefully this will be a good conversation. Like I said, I like doing live streams and with a subject in mind instead of just coming on here randomly talking. Sometimes I don't mind, but I prefer actually coming on here and actually talking about a specific subject. So if I asked you, Studio B, do you know any wild edibles? I don't know who's still listening to me. Jillian? Sheila? Do you know anything about wild edibles at all? That's what I'm going to ask you guys. Are you working today, Sheila? All right, so I'm going to start by bringing a few pictures up. It's going to change my thumbnail, but like I always do. And we're going to discuss, I don't have all the names. I just thought they were kind of cool pictures that I want to bring up here. So the screen's going to go black, and I'm going to start pulling up my pictures right now like I normally do. And I'm going to show you some cool things that I saw. All right, I do have some names of some of them. Not till 4:30, that's cool. All right, of course, let's start out with the good old mushroom. Now, mushrooms are very poisonous, but there are some edibles. And before you go and take a mushroom, please make sure you know what you're eating. But I thought this was listed under edible. I don't know the name of the mushroom. If anybody knows the name, you want to tell me and I'll research it more. These are just pictures I thought that listed under wild edibles. I definitely know what that bottom part is. That's Creeping Charlie. And apparently Creeping Charlie, you can eat it, steep it as a tea. So Creeping Charlie is actually more of a medical edible. It's for medicinal purposes, that one. But the stuff with all those leaves and everything in it has purple flowers. That is Creeping Charlie, and that's edible. And it grows all over your backyard, everywhere. And like I said, I believe you can eat it or you can steep it. And matter of fact, we'll start out with that one. I know that, I don't know what kind of mushroom this is, but let me go and I'm going to put some stuff on Creeping Charlie to tell you. It's Creeping Charlie and I know it is because I've looked it up just not that long ago and I found out it was Creeping Charlie and edible. And let's see what it says. Creeping Charlie, as a matter of fact, yes, Creeping Charlie is edible. A prime and often cursed up weed of, yes, which I can't stand it. I talk about getting rid of it all over my yard. But anyway, of turf grass and other landscape areas. Creeping Charlie is a native to Europe and Southern Asia, but was brought into the North America for use of medicinal. It's got medicinal. I can't say it's medicinally. I just want you to know about this plant because this is everywhere and it's kind of cool that you know it's an edible. Is Creeping Charlie poisonous? It is toxic, but generally horses must consume large quantity. It's toxic. I think that's for animals and stuff. I know that you can eat it. I was reading on it. Creeping Charlie, good for anything. Since Creeping Charlie is extremely rich in vitamin C, it was often made into a tea and used to prevent scurvy. Parts use flowers, stems, leaves. Medicinal use, both internal and external systems support kidney, bladder, respiratory, and digestive. I'm going to actually put that because that's a really one. I know Creeping Charlie. Oh my gosh. And they're making it more of into a tea, but it's saying how healthy this edible is, and it's an annoying plant. I didn't take a picture of it, but I'm going to type right here because I'm not sure the mushroom yet. If we get into this, I'll figure what the name of the mushroom is, but I'm going to put Creeping Charlie right on here for anybody to know. Actually, I could pull up a Creeping Charlie picture because I knew, and I'm going to point, I want to put an arrow right. How am I going to do this? Let's see. Is there an up arrow? I always thought there was arrows, but I guess I'm going to do it this way. That's what I'll do. I can't see the chat, so I'm going to come and talk to you guys in a minute. Just let me get this started here. Okay. There, that looks better. Let's see if I can put it right there so you get the idea. It's right here. It's that plant. That's better. Okay. Hello. Look, that looks like, yeah, it does. Hey, hello, lovely host and everyone. Hello, LS crew. Thank you for coming. Hi, David Rice. How you guys doing? Thank you for the thumbs up. We're talking about, depends on the region. Here, wild onion, sweet clover, wild strawberries, weeping willow tree. Weeping willow tree is May apple, when ripe, May. Just a random list. Yeah, that's okay. I like it. It's all right. Random way, but does anybody know what Creeping Charlie is now? I don't know this mushroom, but this mushroom's an edible, and if I find out what it is or anybody recognizes it, then we'll research it. I am very good. I am into my element. Talking about, well, this Creeping Charlie is, I do so much about it, I don't even know why I didn't put a picture of it because it's all over my yard. But it's for use for medical purposes. With anything, don't consume too much of it, but some of it is, let me see what else we can do. Oh, I know what, I have Creeping Jenny. What's the difference between Creeping Charlie and Creeping Jenny? I want to see something else, but I'll find that after. So I thought this was cool. I was doing the mushroom, but I want to show you that's these vines. I'm going to get a picture of this because I want to put it next for you guys to see on here is an image of Creeping Charlie because I think you guys should see what this looks like. All right. It comes in, it's normally lighter, darker green. It's all over the place. You won't always see the flowers. You won't always see the flowers at first, but they will come in later. but they have distinct leaves and they go all over. They start creeping and they invade. They're very invasive and they invade your yard, your garden, everywhere. It drives me crazy. But then when I found out this is something healthy, I don't take it all away. I only take what's in my garden out now and control the lawn a little bit, but not much. Let me save that image and I want to pull it up so that you guys get an idea what it looks like. And actually, I think it was last year I learned from somebody else what that was. All right, let me see. Find where I put it. Saved here somewhere. Where'd it go? Nope, don't have it yet. Save image. All right, so let's go find it again. So I can find it again. It's not saving, right? It's a file. It should have saved right. I don't know why it's not. But just bear with me and I'll come and check the chat, see if anybody's new coming in. Come on. Save image. I did. Let's find another picture. It's not saving this one. This might do the trick. So how's everybody doing out there? Well, I'm having a trouble. I'm going to get this if it's... Let's try another one. It's not letting me save these. I don't... Oh, come on. All right. We will find this, my little pretty. There it is. I got it now. I don't know if you guys recognize this. Shut this off. This one. Here, this is Creeping Charlie, so I'm hoping. No, it's going to cover it up. Okay. That's what it looks like. Good morning, Passion. You guys know what Creeping Charlie looks like? This is what it looks like. I was showing a mushroom picture, and I'm going to add Creeping Charlie to it. Are you familiar with any kind of wild edibles? Now, I'm going to say that depends on the region here. They have wild onions, sweet clover, wild strawberries, sassafras, weeping willow tree. We have weeping willow tree. I'd like to know what's about that one, too. May apple with one ripe, May apple. Just a random list. Okay, so let's see. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I didn't want to bring that one up yet. I want to, let me figure this out, text first. Because I want to know, if you know the names, please tell me. Because some of the wild edibles, I just grabbed a list of I saw pictures and I didn't put the names on it. But if you guys recognize something, please tell me. And then I'll double check because I don't want to put the wrong thing here. But I know what this is. I have this all over. Okay, Creeping Charlie. And it's just, I wonder, I have Creeping Jenny too, but I bought it as a flower. These are all edible stuff. There we go. Have you guys seen that in your garden at all? Thank you for the thumbs up. 4 people watching. All right, then I'm going to go to, give me another image. Right, there's mushrooms. This is a chart that I thought was kind of cool too. So I'm gonna bring this up. It's called Edible Weeds. So let's cover this all up. I wish I could blow up bigger, but unfortunately I can't. See, I wonder if it looks, I can read it on your screen after. Let's see. Oh, there we go. It looks like it's legible. All right, so they got chickweed, obviously dandelion, mallow. I'm not sure what that looks like. Stinning nettle, PURSLANE. I just bought those seeds. I didn't know they were edible. It's a flower. Let me see. But apparently there's a wild one. But I just bought seeds. They're flowers to grow. Let me see if I make sure it's the right thing. I think it is. I got them in the mail. I ordered them. Yeah, PURSLANE. They're flowers. All right. What else we got here? So, epizote, lamb's quarter. Anybody recognize any of these plants? Okay, let's go get the next one. I'll bring it up. I'll bring some of this up later because if people come in the door, well, as I always do, I'll go over it a little bit and maybe they'll recognize some of these wild edibles themselves. All right, and we have, what's next? Oh, of course, another kind of mushroom. Seems like a lot of the wild mushrooms, but you got to be careful because a lot of them are poisonous. Grow off trees and everything. These wild edibles. Again, though, if you don't know what you're doing, it goes on the wrong tree. It could be very poisonous, but I think they're kind of cool. Every picture makes you hungry. You're so funny. All right, let's see. You're supposed to be learning, not being hungry all the time. That's what we're trying to do. This is cute. Chamomile. I didn't know chamomile was wild. Chamomile's used in a tea. I didn't know that's what it looked like. It said wild. This is chamomile. Interesting. Let's shut this off. And chamomile, they use it in a tea. Caution's in the house. Yes, she is. Is that ever cool? I didn't know that. I'm going to find this. It was listed under chamomile. I'm just going to double check something. Where did I put it? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's listed under chamomile. So it's wild chamomile. I'm going to write that down too. I think that's cool. I've seen this kind of flower. It kind of looks like what I've seen before. I found it really interesting. I'm going to start looking at this stuff better. But these flowers look like flowers I've seen grow out in the wild. I didn't know it was chamomile though. Oops. Cut that down a bit. That looks better. Okay. Interesting. Well, it's not very many people here learning today, but hopefully people will watch it or whatever. They can't make it, that's fine. But I'm going to learn with you guys, whoever's here. Look, I've seen those little flowers before. Might have to get into really, let's see, wild chamomile. I want to know how it's distinguished, like characteristics of it. Wild, yeah. Oh, got images. That's not really what I want to know. Can you use wild chamomile? Are chamomile flowers edible? All right, let's see. Is chamomile edible? Yes. Chamomile leaves and flowers are both perfectly safe to eat, with a couple of caveats. Be sure the herb hasn't been sprayed with pesticide or herbicides. Use chamomile with care if you're allergic to ragweed, as chamomile may trigger allergies reactions in some individuals. Okay, so you could get allergies from it, but that's cool. What else has it got on it? What plant looks like him? No. How do you identify? Can you eat rose petals? Okay, what happens if you eat chamomile? Chamomile edible. Yes, chamomile leaves and flowers are both edible, safe to eat. Use chamomile with care if you're... No, that's the same one I just saw. How do you identify? All right. Well, it's got a video on how to identify it. But it is like little white flower. They look like tiny, tiny daisies. That's what they look like. Tiny, tiny daisies. Oh, yeah, that's really cool. All right, let's see what I got next for a picture. I'll shut these ones off. See, I could do tons of live streams on it because there's so many edibles out there. Tons of edibles. But I'm only touching some of them today. All right, what else do I have? I didn't know this. A daylily was edible. And I'm going to come and... This is a daylily. I've seen these wild edibles. And I had no idea that it was edible. But I've seen wild lilies. And I don't know if you guys have seen it. So let me, what title did it come up? Give me 1 second. Just trying to find the title of it. What are they listed under? It's a daylily. All right, let's see what they know. Yep. Daylilies are not only edible, they are spectacular. After sampling the flowers, follow buds, young stalks, and root tubers, I've come to the conclusion that they're so tasty I may grow them as a food crop. Wow. So apparently these wild daylilies are all edible. Is daylily edible to humans? Every part of the daylily plant is edible. You can pluck the young shoots, boil the tubers like potatoes, or spruce up your salad with bright orange petals. Many people have daylilies growing in their backyard, but you can also forage them in the wild, and they'll all add some flair to your next camping meal. Well, apparently it's nice tasting. I thought, wow, I think this one's pretty cool. So I'm going to type that in here. So it's going to be, oh, wait a minute. Let's get this out of here. What did I do now? No, all right. So I'm going to put daylily. And I see these growing all over the place. These wild lilies, these orange lilies. Did not know they're daylily and they're edible. I think that's very interesting to me. I don't know about you guys. Have you seen any of this stuff I'm showing so far? Okay, daylily, that's what they're calling it. And that's an edible. And I have seen these growing all over. I don't know about you guys. But anybody seen any of these things? These lilies, they grow all over for me. I've seen them. And I have no idea that everything that shoots from the stems to everything is edible on it. To the flower. That's so cool. Or the petals. Maybe not the inside of the flower, but it did say everything. A lot to eat if you do the background learning. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Howie. How's it going, Howie? Yeah, I was just doing some stuff. I thought this was really interesting because I'm finding stuff that actually grow right in the wild section. Like I live beside a park, and there's a protected area that's all wild, and I see this stuff. Hey, David, I see this all the time, Howie. I put up what I got, and then you guys can jump in. Howie, do you recognize this mushroom? Well, I'll go back in a minute. I'm gonna pull up some more stuff that I find just fascinating. I could do tons and tons of live streams on how much wild stuff there is, and I will do another one later on, and touching different things that I haven't touched before. Oh, okay, cool. No problem, Howie. Yeah, you catch some beautiful fish, Howie. Well done. This is just, I thought this was cool. It's a picture, and it says how to cook things, like how you can use edibles, how to do it. And I just thought, I'm going to show this. I really like this idea. How you can use it as different forms of edibles. And it's saying that you can use it in a salad, lamb's quarters, spinach replacement. Lamb's quarters is a spinach. I like to know what that lamb's quarter is, because spinach is, that's high in iron and everything else. Do you recognize that one, Howie? Lamb's quarter. So you can make it in a tea, make it in a salad. You can make some of the stuff into wine. Clover dried for tea. Curly dock is another one. Curly dock was, I kept looking at edibles and I don't recognize it totally, but I'm going to find out what it is later. Curly dock is, I guess it's everywhere in your backyard. You just got to know where you're putting. That's it, PURSLANE. I ate PURSLANE before. That's the one I was looking for. And I'm going to see if I can get a picture of that right now, because I want to show you PURSLANE. But there is a poisonous one, and PURSLANE looks different. All right, because you have to be very careful on this one. There's one's poisonous, and this is what I've eaten before. I didn't know it did yellow flowers. That's interesting, but it doesn't look that way when it first starts to grow. So I'm gonna see if I give you a couple pictures. There, this is a better one. This is PURSLANE, but there's one that you got to make sure, because there is distinct between this one and a poisonous variety that's out in your backyard. I tasted it. I made sure I was looking at all of it. I did this like about 2 years ago and tried this. I didn't mind the taste at all, actually. All right, let's see if I can save the image. Okay. Oh, you feed it to the chickens, lamb quarters? Yeah, well, that'd be healthy to feed to the chickens. Oh my God, would be high in iron. That's just really cool. I'm having a blast learning this myself, guys. I hope you enjoy it. But seriously, and somebody just shared me out, I think. Thank you. Susan's in the house. I can see she's here. Thanks, Susan. If I missed you, I can see that you just shared me out. Tim, hi. Hi. It's cool. This is the one I kept talking about. I'm going to get a picture of it. PURSLANE. Really turns the yolk red. Oh, wow. PURSLANE is the one I kept talking about that I ate a wild edible. And it was years ago. And I didn't mind the taste. It's not like a great taste. It kind of tastes like a soury taste. It's a weird taste, but I like the taste. And let me see if I'm going to find PURSLANE. But there's one that's very poisonous that looks like that, but not identical to it. So, yeah, no problem, Howie. Thanks for stopping in, honey. Thank you for coming. All right, if you guys haven't seen this, you will see it. This is a really, get your eyes, look for this one. This is really important. Hey, I'm going to call you Hey Babe. This is a really important one. I want you to look at this. I'm going to put the name on here. And PURSLANE is grown. And if you're doing it, this is a plant you really shouldn't kill off. It's a really, really good one. I'll tell you what health benefits this one has. But like I told you, you have to look for the characteristics of it, because there's a poisonous one out there. Let me put PURSLANE. I don't know, can you guys see that? No, I think I'll change the color into red. You'll see it better. All right. Okay. You know what my advice to you guys is, like I do, I should do it too, is, and I do a little bit, but not a lot. Get to know the stuff growing in your backyard, the things that grow on a regular basis. See if it's healthy or not. There you got a backup that you're going to know when, if you ever needed it, you'll have it all there. So that's PURSLANE. Has anybody ever tried PURSLANE? And I want to, let me see if I can find the characteristics of it. It's got identifying PURSLANE. You really, before you go and pick it or do anything with it, make sure you get the characteristics of it. Because I'm stressing there's a poisonous one too, and I wouldn't want anybody to take the wrong thing. I don't think people would, but just in case. All right, so facts about PURSLANE. PURSLANE is a green leafy vegetable that can be eaten raw or cooked. It is known scientifically as portulaca. Oh, it's a, wow, I didn't know that. Oleaca, and is also called pigweed, little hogweed, fatweed, and PURSLANE. This succulent plant contains 93% water. It has red stems and small greens. What are the health benefits for it? PURSLANE has been used as a vegetable source of omega-3 fatty acid. Wow, that's a good one. And is high in vitamins and minerals. It possesses marked, I knew why I ate it. Back now I see it, because I'm going, why would I actually eat this one? And now I get it. It possesses marked antioxidant activity, rules in abnormal urinary bleeding, asthma, type 2 diabetes, oral lichen planus are suggested. However, clinical studies are limited and diverse in nature. Let me see how it describes taste, because I have tasted it, like I said. The moisture-rich leaves are cucumber crisp and have a tart, almost lemony tang with a peppery kick, but taste is not the only reason to eat it. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing, but it's not bad. I didn't mind it at all. Hey, Miss Southern Bells and the planet. Hi there. So this one is, like I said, I want to get something else to show you. The one that, give me a second. What plant is poisonous? That looks like PURSLANE. All right. Images. This one, let's see. All right, it's not showing me the one I want to show. I just want you to be careful. It has yellow flowers, and well, I'm not finding the one that I want to show you. But anyways, just be aware that there's one that's similar to it, and what you're looking, get the right characteristics, and hey. So it looks like PURSLANE poisoning in cat symptoms. So I guess don't let your animals eat this stuff. It's not good for animals. Was Mike in town? Oh, I don't know if Mike's there or not. All right, so let's grab another picture. And hello to anybody in the background, or hello to anybody I didn't say hello to. All right, I want to grab some. Oh, here's another type of mushroom that's edible, but it's very weird looking. I don't think there's a weird looking mushroom, but it's listed under edibles. Look at how weird that is. I have no idea what that's called, like I said. The more we get into it, the more live streams I'll do on edibles. I think really I'd like to label the mushrooms and everything else that they considered edible. All right, what else do we got? And of course we have wild blueberries. I've had some of this stuff. I've had wild strawberries, wild raspberries. And there we go. Wild blueberries. Text here. Oh, that's good. Nice cup of coffee this morning. All right, well, that's pretty straightforward. You can tell what a blueberry looks like, but I just thought it was cool because I got a picture of all the different fruits that are wild and everything. They have a picture of all wild edibles somewhere in here. Let me find that picture. There it is. This is all stuff that person that knows what they're doing. Obviously, it's a lady that has a picture, but somebody that knows what they're doing. Look at all the stuff you can find. You have blackberries, yeah. Look at all the stuff in here. Currants, blueberries. I think there's a couple different currants I can see. I know that's those apples. I forget what they're called because I've eaten them before. I can't remember the name of them right now. And you got nuts in there, and look at all that cool stuff. Actually, looks pretty. Looks pretty as a picture. Okay, let's grab something else. Of course, I think anybody in Arizona or that, you guys know this one. Prickly pear. The wild cactuses. I don't really like the taste of it. It has too much. It tastes okay, but it's the seeds. I finally ate it, and I didn't totally love. You got to take off the picks, and then you kind of like eat inside of it, and inside of it, well, you can actually fry the whole thing. Actually, they cook all of that stuff. It doesn't taste too bad. That's prickly pear, and that's a wild cactus. Has anybody eaten anything that was wild or anything that I've shown so far? Do you recognize all this stuff? All right, I don't like the color of that, so we're going to switch it to a different color. Cut. Let's go red. Red always shows up really nice for me. Has anybody eaten any of this? So David said, I have blue blackberries you can have. Watch out for snakes. All right. The prickly pear was sweet and everything, but the thing that I didn't like, it's major amounts of seeds. But if you were hungry, you needed water or liquid, the cactus is number one. If you're out in that area, cactus would be good to keep you hydrated and everything. What else do I got up my sleeve here? All right, it has a big board of all kinds of wild edibles, but it doesn't list the names of them. Wait. So look at that. That looks like a smorgasbord if you think about it. You could have that all in a salad, and then you'd have your whole meal, and it probably has a little bit of everything in it. Oh, it's so cool. You could eat sunflower seeds, but I don't know if there's such thing as wild sunflower seed. Let's see if there's wild sunflowers. Hey, vegan, how are you? Welcome. There's some more. I think that looks like wild asparagus to the far right. I'm not sure all the leaves here, but I think that looks incredible. Look at like a whole salad once again. Just rinse it off and ready to go. Vegan, do you know any wild edibles? Anybody? Anybody have wild edibles? I know MT gave me some list. Give me a list and I'll pull up the pictures after. I got the ones, I'm almost done the ones I have. And if there's anyone you want to suggest, and I could put it out here, that you've had maybe, or you've seen, you know the wild edible, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Here's the last picture, but I can find some more. There it goes. This is all garlic mustard. Look at these are wild edibles. I want to read this on the big screen because I can't really read it here. What does it have? It says, these are all wild edible plants, early spring. Garlic mustard, lungwort, cow parsley, purple dead nestle, wild garlic. I see that a lot. Common daisy, colt's foot, ground elder, dandelions of winter, and nettles. A nettle. So is there any, before I go, I'll find some more stuff. Is there anything you guys ever tried or know about that I can talk about here to do with the wild edibles? Okay, let's see for wild onions what they look like. That's I appreciate that. It helps me out to give me ideas of what to look for next. And I've already seen wild onions. So we're going to put wild onions, and then I'm going to find out what the benefits are for wild onions. Okay, wild onion images. Let's see what we get for that. So I want to find some good pictures to show you what you're looking for. All right. Oh, it's got purple flowers. I can see that part. All right. Wild onions or wild garlic. So you have both. You have both wild onions. Well, okay, so I'm going to pull up this picture because it's labeled already. And then I'm going to cover it with separately to see what we're looking for, and when we look in the ground to see what it looks like. All right. Okay, let's go get it. Oh, my mouse is acting up a bit. All right. Okay, I would think it's saying wild onions or wild garlic, a picture guide. So that's what we're looking for. And I imagine it smell like it. Onions smell and garlic. You'd know just by the smell alone whether it was the right plant you were picking. So I want to get some pictures of what it looks like in the ground. Let's see. Actually, it's not a bad thing to actually, if you could grow it, then you'd even be more aware of what you got if you started growing it yourself, pulling some and trying to grow it. All right. Okay, it has flowers. This is white wild onions, and this looks like images with flowers on it. Let me grab that one too. Where's the flowers? So that's the picture of it that must bloom, which will do the seeds, just like a normal onion turns into a flower. The flowers dry up, they become seeds, and then here we start the whole thing around. So the flowers, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Poke Sally. I don't know what did that. Who do we got? Oh, hi, John. Oh, that's all right, John. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Homegrown as to be awesome. Well, this is wild edibles we're doing, John, today. I think it's really cool that the stuff you have, if you needed it, you could find wild outside. There's so many things in the backyard that you didn't know, and some actually don't taste that bad if you knew what you were looking for. All right, so I'm trying to, it goes Cherokee. Cherokee. No, Cherokee. I think the Indians or whatever that they're saying that it eats that. Let's see. Wild onions versus poisonous lookalikes. Oh. It's not saying what side is which. Wild garlic and wild onions. Now it's got this flower. They must be called the same thing or something. I don't get it. But they got another one with these little daisies. Yep. But daisies is what you're looking for when you go to look for these wild garlic. Let's see. Pull that out. Yeah, that's the flower, apparently what it looks like. Oh, life's very good, thank you, John. Life's very good. It's good to see you. I'm busy like you are. Especially in the summertime, I'm really busy. Oh, they got wild rhubarb. Are you kidding me? Wild rhubarb. I'm going to save this image and then find out if it's safe to eat. Alright, let's see. Sometimes called garden rhubarb, pie plant, wild rhubarb has stalks that are edible and often used in pies. Its leaves are not edible, just like the normal one. Most often used in sweet applications, it's a sour vegetable that looks like crimson celery, and its leaves are spectacular poisonous. Rhubarb leaves are very high in oxalic acid, which quickly causes kidney failure in humans. About 25 grams pure is the average amount needed to kill a human. So I guess you better... I knew that was in rhubarb. It has it in rhubarb. The whole point is eating rhubarb. Do not eat that much of it. But I thought I might as well add this to the list of wild edibles. It shows what it looks like when it flowers. I got a picture of that. Right there. Oh, it looks nice though. I mean, even if it didn't eat it, the flower looks kind of nice when it grows into the flower part of it. Well, cool, John. I'm having fun. This is I'm going to do several of these. It's really neat with all the stuff. You never know what's going on. It's kind of nice to be knowing what you could have if you have an issue with food supply, I guess. You always have access to some kind of food is what I'm trying to show. Did you give me Susan, or no, Susan, do you know much about wild edibles? Anybody got any idea about a wild edible that they had before, tried it before, knows what it looks like? And I'll put it up on the screen. Now, Miss Southern Bowl, what did you put? You put wild onions for me. Poke Sally. What is that? Let's see what Poke Sally is. Poke Sally. Okay, and poke Sally. Poke Sally. Interesting. I've never seen that before. Let's see. Poke Sally. I don't know if I'd really recognize that one. How did this... Alright, I just want to make sure, is it an edible first? So let's see, is poke Sally an edible? Okay, this is what it says, which is pokeweed or poke Sally. It's got different names, or poke Salette. Survival wild edible. It's interesting to me how a plant can be edible and poisonous at the same time. All right, so it's saying it's poisonous but yet edible. It's kind of like you can eat milkweed, but it's poisonous. But if you cook it and boil out the poison part of it, you actually can eat the milkweed. We've had that discussion before. Are pokeberries poisonous to humans? It seems that pokeberries will sometimes ferment intoxicating birds that eat them. Although all parts of the pokeberry, roots, leaves, and stems are poisonous to humans, some folks take the risk of eating poke salad each spring. Oh, see, I'm not going to put that on there because it's saying that it's very, they eat it, but it's actually poisonous at the same time. They even have recipes of it. Wow. So it's an edible that's poisonous. Hello, love Famiglia Italia. Hello, welcome to my live stream. Are you leaving me, David? I hope you all have a great day and stay safe. Are you leaving, David? Have a good day if you're leaving me. Oh, no, it's all right. Let me see if that exists. I'm not going to put on that since I don't really want to put poisonous ones, but they eat it. Apparently poke Sally they eat, but I'm not going to put that on here because I don't really want to suggest eating something that's poisonous unless you really know what you're talking about. All right, but I'm going to look at this. What did you got? Plant tasted like pepper. Okay, wild pepper plant. Hello, Kimberger. Kimberger, hello. Oh, okay, thanks, David. No problem. So we're going to go wild pepper plant and see what it comes up with. If it comes up with. All right. Well, images of wild pepper plants. All right. And it looks like it grows a berry on the top of this, too. Pepper grove plant with, okay, so chili plants. They got wild chili plants. Let's see. I want to see. Let's see what it's got, if it's edible. It says the entire plant is edible. Young leaves can be used as a potherb, saute, or used fresh in salad. The young seed pods can be used as a substitute black pepper. The flower can be tossed into a salad and the roots. So this pepper weed is all edible. So this is one of the pictures, but I wanted a better one than that. But apparently the seeds are real, like you can use it as peppers. See, we got it. It's pepper grass flowers is what I got here, but all right. Kind of cool. P, there it is. Pepper grass. This is called pepper grass. Does that look familiar at all, Susan? Let's put that there. I'm going to label it text. All right, let me go get, let's put it in red. I want to get better pictures than that, but that's the one. See if we can find something better than that too. Grass. Wonder if it smells like that. It's wild. Okay. I can't find a really good picture. They look like that. I guess is the best way I can find that picture. Susan, smile. Okay, thank you. It says 10 watching. Oh, 16 thumbs up, 17 thumbs up. Thank you. Thanks very much. That's all right. No, you did good. You gave me some stuff. That's okay. You did very good there, Susan. I appreciate whatever you remember. You did a good job. So I want to thank you. There's tons and tons of, don't get me even started. I could do a whole live stream on mushrooms alone. But it's interesting, and I love the fact of, I want to do this again and again and again. We have prickly, let's see, I'm trying to find some, how about we find some edible berries? I'll get some pictures of that. So we're going to find edible berries, and let's see what I can find. Images of edible berries, and see what they look like. See, I've had raspberries and stuff. I know what I'm looking for. The raspberry. Edible, wait, not wild edible. That's what I want to put. Edible berries. Let's see what I get. All right. So, but there is berries that are poisonous too that you're looking for. While the blueberries, wild edible blueberries seem to be safe. Now, there's currants that are wild. There we go. Let's get the currants in here. And when they're dried up, the currants are, they taste like raisins to me. I haven't eaten them as a berry normally, but I eat them as you dry them up, and then you can have them into like raisins. They taste great. So let me throw that one on next. Oh, something's funny here. So these are got to be wild currants. All right. It's just called 10 tasty wild berries, 8 poisonous ones to avoid. So you got to be careful. You got to know what the berry looks like too, because there is poisonous ones too. But this is just to give you an idea that there's wild. These are, I know they're currants, but they're not saying the name of these. So let's see if I can find a name. If I can, I'll just leave it like that. Yeah, they're just calling it wild berries, but they look like currants to me. Then of course there's wild raspberries that look like this, and I've eaten them since I was a kid. They look like a wild raspberry. They do, and they taste good, and I've never ever gotten sick from them, and they taste delicious. Wild raspberries looks exactly like a raspberry. Let's see, grab that picture too. Just put it up there and it has a name already on it. Sweet. See, it just looks, they just look like a raspberry, these ones. Hey Warren, how are you? I was thinking you're through too. What horse? Okay, let me find that one. We'll find that. You get horse attached to screen. Sounds cool. Hey, Miss Southern Belle shared me. Susan shared me. Thank you for that. Shout out to you for sharing me. Thank you so much. All right. And Jeff, hello. I'm okay. I'm very good. How are you, Warren? Hi, Warren. How are you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming again. All right. So what did you got? You called it horse pasture greens. Let's see if I can find this. No, I want to copy. Let's see if I can find. There's got a wild parsnip. Are you kidding me? I told you could go on and on about all these wild things as long as you know what you're looking for. You could have a horror gourmet. All right, so these are, let's see what they look like. Wild horseradish. Is it horseradish? Am I saying that right? Wild horseradish. Let's see what you got here. Horseradish greens. Okay, horseradish. I think I got it right. Because this is wild horseradish leaves. And what you're looking for. And let's see if I can find a good picture of it. They're bunched together. Let's grab another picture of this. Okay, they're called horseradish. It would be wild horseradish plant, but it's all wild. Here we go. Well, I've got to shrink it down because you're not really seeing it too good. But you can see the leaves. I haven't had them since Father passed away, yeah? Wild horseradish leaves. Looks interesting. Let's see what the info on it. Okay, it says, while horseradish is mainly grown for the root, the leaves are also edible. The leaves have a sharp, bitter, and peppery taste, similar to arugula and kale. They can be eaten raw or cooked depending on your preference. So it's saying you can eat the whole plant. And let's see. Let me see. Well, what's eating? All right. So we can leave. There's nothing more really to horseradish than the leaf and the root, and both are edible. Technically, though they are not commonly eaten, the leaves are edible both when young and when old. The old leaves become bitter and work better when cooked as one would collard greens or mustard greens. And you can eat the leaves and the roots on this. Interesting. See, there's some plants that look like that to me, but I wouldn't know if they look very similar to this, but I wouldn't know if that was the right thing. I'd really have to do some research on some of this stuff. Hey, Christian, how are you? Yeah, but is it wild wasabi? Let me see if that even exists. We're doing edibles. Okay. Wild wasabi. I guess it does exist. Let's see. Oh no, it's not, because it's giving me. It can't be an edible because it's not giving me any images of it. It's giving me something weird. So I know what wasabi is, but it's not it's not an edible. Anybody know anything else? Any wilds? Yeah, I actually enlightened Maynard here. He loves them. Yes, I actually enlightened. Is that a neighbor or Maynard here? So what is there anything else you guys know? I'm doing wild edibles, okay, as it says on the title. That's kind of what I'm talking about and throwing pictures out of. What else? Okay, let's see. What they come up with wild edibles. Let's see if I can find something else. No, I don't want to do mushrooms. I'm trying to find some other plants. Let's see. Are you kidding me? Are pine cones edible? Looks like, let me see. Pine nut harvesting, when and how to harvest pine nuts. All right, I like to know how to do that, how they get them anyways. People have been there you go, that's another wild edible, is pine nuts. People have been pine nut harvesting for centuries. You can grow your own by planting a piña pine and harvest pine nuts from pine cones. Okay, so I gotta try to find the pine nuts. I like to see how you get them. They're kind of showing you how to harvest a pine nut. It's underneath as you pull them apart. I gotta try that one time. I've cooked with pine nuts and I had recipes with pine nuts, but I never thought of literally pulling it from a pine cone, which is really cool. Oh, that is so cool. That's very cool. All the wild nuts is kind of cool. Chestnuts are good, but not many trees left. Yeah, chestnuts would be good. But I never even thought of see, there's so many things you can do. You can do a whole live stream on mushrooms, because there's tons of wild mushrooms. There's tons of wild nuts. There's tons of wild berries. Like, so much stuff. Very, very cool stuff. Let's see. But I think I'm interested now to try the pine nuts. I'm going to actually see if I can harvest some pine nuts. I have a pine tree in my backyard, and it does grow pine nuts, and I wondered, the squirrels and everybody goes after it, so I end up with nothing. But it'd be very cool if I can find some pine nuts. I'm going to try to figure out how to harvest them. That to me would be cool. Oh, what is this? Acorns? Looks like the acorns are edible too. Okay, it has the survival skills, 10 most nutritional fall wild edible plants. Hickory. These common tree nuts are hickory nuts, apparently. The common tree nuts are highest calorie payouts of the fall. So you got hickory nuts, black walnut, hazelnut, beech nuts, acorns. Once of an acorn nut meat from any species contains 100 calories. These are high carb nuts with some fat and protein, giving these nuts a nutritional profile similar to bread. Just shell them and soak them in water for a few days to remove their bitterness. Oh, wow. I've forgotten there's all these edible flowers I've been talking about. Tons of stuff to talk about. Oh, you've been tearing up the harmonica. Very nice. That's cool. The squirrels harvesting pine nuts, yeah. Can you actually pull them out and let them just dry up? I wonder if that would work, because I was working with seeds and it doesn't always work that way. I pulled off some seeds and I'm letting them dry off, like dry up. And then I'm going to see if they grow. But instead of like waiting till they grow and all the animals eat all my seeds, like the ones I'm doing, I'm growing some radishes. I took all the seeds. Yeah, you were really good at the harmonica. You're fantastic there, Warren. I took all the seeds off the radishes and no, I took off the plants in the ground of the seeds, and I didn't want the animals to eat them, so I pulled them out and let them dry up. And I'm hoping the seeds are going to work that way. I don't know if you have to leave them to let them grow to get the seeds to be more vital. I don't know. Just curious to see. Anything else you guys want to look at? Anybody got any pictures you want to send me to bring up? I love this picture. This is the stuff to harvest in the fall. Let me see if I can get a picture of this. I really think this picture is really pretty. Save image. Let's grab this. I've never had this nut before. I think it looks pretty, but have you guys tasted, what is this nut here? I know you're going to know it. Have you guys ever had this? I don't think this is a hickory nut. Let's see. I got to find the picture first. Where'd it go? Of course, it's not saving for me. Why isn't it saving? Yeah, I think these are acorns, right? Tell me these are acorns. I'm pretty sure they're acorns. I've never eaten an acorn before. And these would be cool to eat. I'd like to try that. I think tell me this is an acorn, and if you've ever eaten this before. I just got to get the picture first, because I was trying to save it. And it wasn't saving for me. Let's see. There it is. Got it finally. Right, that's acorn, right? And have you ever, because I had them decorated for things, but I have never eaten this nut. Has anybody ever eaten this acorn nut, and is it good? And it boiled good with, boiled good potatoes and fried salt, pepper mixed together. Horseradish grains are so good. Good with potatoes and fried pork. Really? That sounds good. Sounds good. Hey, Dwayne, how are you? There was a hazelnut bush on my dad's farm in Alberta. They were so good. Hazelnut is one of my favorite nuts. You guys know, anybody have an acorn before? Right, that's acorn nuts. I think they're cool. I do use crafting stuff with them when they dry up or something. I think they're cool, but has anybody ever actually eaten a hazelnut? I should eat all the nuts, and then I know if I like them or not and what they taste like. Nuts are very high in fat for sure, but to a point. a little bit of them is actually good for you. Hi, Jacob. What type of vegetable do you eat? Corn. All kinds of stuff, Jacob. What type of vegetable do you eat in Canada? Acorn. That's an acorn? Acorns contain arsenic? Really? Those are acorns. I've never eaten them before. Okay, let me find out. Warren said they're in arsenic. Well, it's just poisonous. Okay, let's see. I'm going to put, is acorns edible? Let's see what it says. Are acorns edible? Raw acorns contain tannins, which can be toxic to humans and cause an unpleasant, bitter taste. But by learning acorns to remove the tannin, they can be made safe for human consumption. This can be done with hot or cold water, depending on how you want to use the acorns afterwards. So it is toxic, like you said. How to prepare, and then if you know the right way. See, I don't like to prepare potable acorns. Crack them out of their shell and break any large piece into pea-sized chunks. Then soak these acorn chunks in cold water, cold, warm, or even hot water to remove the bitter, irritating tannic acid. Note that some books instruct us to boil acorns, but this locks in some of the bitterness. And there's a type of acorn that's edible. There are hundreds of types of oak trees, all which produce edible acorns. All these oaks can be broken down into two main types, red oaks and white oaks. So apparently it is toxin if you cook it again, but I don't really like putting, well, I got it up there and I'm making a comment about the First Nations people prepared things like that. So it looks like it's the same thing as milkweed is poisonous, but if you boil it and get the toxin part out of it, I guess it's an edible. That's what it's telling me anyways. It's all on how you cook it. Whew. I'm just going to take a quick little break. I got to grab something. I'm going to grab some coffee, but I'm going to just let you listen to a song. I'll be right back. I don't know how long I've been talking to, but probably at least a good hour. Let me just grab this. It's just not finished quite getting my coffee here, but let's see how you guys are doing. I love country music, do you? Well, I'm going to give you another country music. Here, I'm going to get, well, this is kind of a wild song. I'm going to grab that just because I haven't finished what I wanted to get done here. but I will be back to chat in a minute. Sometimes when I'm on a live stream, my sugar goes too low, so I gotta grab something so I don't get sick here. So that's what I'm doing. Grabbing something so I don't get sick. Alright. Let's see how long I've been on for. Okay. Um, 85 minutes I checked for you. Oh, okay, thanks, Susan. Like I said, I wish I could tell how long I've been on for. It never shows me anything. All right. So thank you for the help. Anybody got any other ideas what you'd like to talk about as far as edible? You got any pictures you'd like to show me? Hey, Paul. Let's see what we got here. 7 wild edible plants. I like the thing of it, but it's not really showing. This is a really cool picture, but it's not showing what everything is. Maybe that's, I wonder what that is. Oh, I see Creeping Charlie once again on this spoon. They have a beautiful picture. I want to pull this up, but it's not saying all what's on it, unless you can figure out, you guys can look at this. Creeping Charlie's the left one. I'm just trying to figure out what all the other things are on this particular picture. All right, I'll take this one off. All right. I like the picture of it. That's why I kind of grabbed this one. It's cool. All right, where is that? Okay, where did I go? All right. I gotta go find my typing because it's not here anymore. That's hilarious. All right, there we go. It says I have 10 people watching. Thank you very much. All right. Anybody figure out all that? That's all wild stuff. I thought it looks so pretty on a plate. Creeping Shirley is number 1 on the left side. I'm not sure what the other ones are yet. Oh. What else we got here? Here we go. Clover's edible? I guess clover's edible. I've seen these. What, cattails edible? Tasty greens. I'm going to put this out there. I didn't know about this one. I showed you a few of these ones already on the list, but PURSLANE, crabapple. It's called, I'm going to show you this one, dandelion berries, wild wood shovel, and apparently clover. I'm going to find out that. I did not know clover was edible. So we're going to find out on that one. Let's see what I got here. There we go. See what it looks like on the big screen. I can't type. I wish I knew to turn off autocorrect. Huh? Yeah, clover's edible. I gotta go check that out, but it says it's edible. But look, it says clover, tasty greens, 10 wild edible plants. I've already talked about the daylily. I did not know cattails were edible. I gotta look into that one. I've talked about dandelions. Berries is good. I don't know what wood sorrel is. Japanese knot, prickly pear I've talked about, crapple I've talked about, seaweed and kelp I never talked about, and PURSLANE. See, they put that on the list. Clover, I want to know, I did not know clover was an edible. Hi, Rachel. Hi, honey. Thanks for joining me. Let's see. If anybody keeps an eye on, I don't want to be past 2-hour mark, guys, so if somebody can tell me, well, it normally tells me when I hit 2 hours. Normally, that's the only time it tells me when the minutes is when I hit 2 hours. All right, so let's see. Clover, I'm interested in that. All right, let me find some clover pictures. And I never knew that was an edible, so clover edible. All right, I want to get a picture of it first, though. Now, we all know what clover looked like. Let's find the clover. Well, it's got when it does the flowers. I never let it get that high to see the flowers of a clover. But where the heck is it? That would be more like a clover. Yeah, I got it now. All right, wild clover image. Shut that off. Clover in it. I want to know more about clover because that one fascinates me. I have that. Normally, if you have clover in your yard, it means your nitrogen level's low in your yard. So that's what it's telling you when the clover is in there. The nitrogen is low in your yard, and I find this really interesting that you can eat it, which I did not know. So let's see. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put wild clover. Nope, that's not what I wanted. And then I want to tell you some facts about this wild clover, which I think is really, really cool. I'm just impressed that you can eat it. All right, so it says, where? Clover available around the world. Though well known as totally edible from blossoms to root, is not choice eating wild. Some call it survival food, and perhaps rightly so, for only the blooms. Okay, it's safe to eat clover. Clover, and it's got a specific trifolium species, and identified by their tree leaves, can be found on lawns pretty much anywhere. Adam said they're edible from root to blossom, and you can eat them raw, boiled, and even sautéed. Is clover poisonous to humans? Well, let's see. Warning, white clover cold climates is generally non-poisonous, but in the same white clover in warm climates can be poisonous. All clover with white flowers should be avoided, except in the northern states and in Canada. All right, let's see. All right, what part? Although leaves can be tossed into a salad or used in a tea, the preferable part of this wild edible is the flower. Red clovers are the tastiest of all the clovers, although it is recommended not to eat too many of these, or some experience bloating. What does clover taste like? The leaves have a grassy taste, the seeds taste like peas, and the flowers, depending on when they are picked, can be quite sweet. What are the benefits of clover? Red clover is used for cancer prevention, indigestion, high cholesterol, whooping cough, asthma, bronchitis, sexually transmitted diseases, STD. Some women use red for breast pain or tenderness, or for, wow, it's got a whole list of it. Red clover. Now, I don't know what the red clover is apparently to the white clover, but anyways. Interesting. Well, thanks, David. That's very sweet of your comment. You got 20, Warren tells me 2 hours, you got 23 minutes to be safe. Cool. Not that if I go, nothing happens if I stay longer, but 2 hours is, to me, a plenty long live stream. And then I like to get off and go do my gardening and everything. Actually, I got a few things in the house. I have an ant issue. I just noticed that's why I was playing the music, was taking me longer. I got ants on my counter again. Every so many years, I get different kind of ants coming in the house. So now I got to get something to get rid of the ants. They're tiny. If I didn't have glasses on, I never would have saw them. But, yeah, tiny little ants. Ugh, I hate when I get them. I got to get something to get rid of them, because they go on your counter. Ants seem to get in everywhere. That's the part I hate about summer, ants. They drive me crazy. What do we got? Hey, Green Thumb, do you have garden box blueprints, diagrams, materials list? No, it's not hard to make your own design there. If you want to do a raised bed, all you got to do is 4 sides. 2 sides equal 2 sides. You can have a 4x4. So every panel's 4x4, 2 feet wide. It's pretty easy to do any kind of design you want. I don't have any plans, but boxes are easy to do. You got a bottom and you got 4 sides, and you put it all together. So pretty well to design a garden box is pretty easy. Hey. Hi, Dave. How are you? Nope, get down. So what else do I got in store? I think I'll put my thumbnail down before I get too carried away, because I like leaving with my main thumbnail so you know what we're talking about today. So does anybody else have any kind of wild edible story? Do you have anything to talk about to do with the wild edibles? Anything you've tasted, ate, anything? Anything you like to talk about to do with the wild edibles? because the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Like, it's just crazy, but crazy good. I mean, God, look at all the stuff I've done. Now there's another even bigger chart which won't show up here. I'd love to. I can post it, but you're not going to see it. It's going to be way too small. Let's see if I can have this chart up here. But I think it's going to be too small on the screen. We're going to find out. All right. There's another one. It's got lots of edible stuff on this chart. It's too bad I can't read it. It's so tiny. So I can read on the big screen. Let's see. Can you, oh, it's too hard to see. It's got allspice, acorns. Yeah, I can't read it all. But it's a big chart. Chives. Maybe there's wild chives. I don't know. MGT, Pine Sol, no more ants, or mint wash, neurotoxin to all ants. Oh, okay, that's cool. Pine Sol or mint. I don't have mouthwash right now. I don't have that. Interesting, no, Warren. If I had all that, I don't know if I have mouthwash. Normally I have toothpaste. Oh. You have some of that lamb's quarter? Okay, let's see. Let's see what you got for me, Dave. Oh, wow. That's cool. Actually, I really like that. I don't know why they don't do that. The city offering, like, fruit. And just, like, help yourself. Put some fruit trees. And as you walk by, you can have your own fruit. But I think they're worried about if anybody gets sick or poisoned, everybody gets sued. So I get all that is to do with suing why you don't do anything edible for anybody, which is really sad. Because it's all about suing somebody else. Let's see. Oh, do you have that in your yard? That's lamb's quarter? It looks like a tree. Really? That looks like a tree to me. It doesn't look like an edible, but I'm gonna, nonetheless, I want to take it. I gotta get it. It's the weird leaves on it. I don't know if I'd recognize that, but it is distinct leaves. Lamb's quarter. Let me put this on the screen. Oops. Image. Where'd it go? Trying to find your picture, Dave, so I can put it up. There it is. I got it now. So we call this lamb's quarter. Is that in your yard? Dave, do you have that growing in your yard? And this just doesn't look like what I saw. But you're saying this is lamb's quarter. All right. Did I send it? Is that lamb's quarter right here? You tell me, because I want to type it on it, and it's not the right thing. How? Was that the right picture? MGT favorite here is, what do you got? Fiddleheads plant. Yeah, I've seen fiddleheads. They're weird, but they're not wild, are they? Thanks, Warren, for joining us. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Yeah, that's it? Okay. It's called Lamb's Quarter, so let me put that on here. Is that one word, or are we spelling it right? Is it one word, or isn't it all together? Lamb's Quarter, I think it's all together, isn't it? Like that. I think it's one word, because I didn't know what it was, but they did say it was an edible. Hey! Hi there, just me. We're doing wild edibles. I think it's a cool subject. I've been on for almost, not quite 2 hours, but so that's the lamb quarter. Do you know much about just me? You're the garden person. You know all kinds of stuff. What about, do you know anything about wild edibles? That's what I'm working on. I'll be right with you. I gotta do something for a second. Where'd it go? Oh, that's weird. I don't know what happened to my sound here. So a bit tricky, you said? North American cooking ostrich fern. Fiddle fern. I just had, no, we're good. Just me. I just shut it off for just a second. I know what the let's see, fiddleheads. I didn't know they were wild, so let's see if I can find wild fiddleheads. Let's see. So I have seen fiddleheads, but I guess they are wild too. Let me see. I can put images. Fiddleheads rise up from beneath the leaf litter of the forest floor along rivers and streams in late April and May. They are water-loving plants growing in the rich mud of forests, floodplains, and wetlands. Mid-river islands in mid-ring floodplains are particularly favored by these plants. So you get a wild fiddlehead, but you get in near water. So I've seen them on here that you can grow them, but I never seen wild ones because I don't think they grow near us. I've never seen them before. So we are going to give you pictures of them. We did it. You can grow it. I didn't know there was wild ones, so I'm going to show you a picture of the wild fiddleheads. It was fun because when I was doing gardening and I saw what could I grow that would be different, I don't know how that fiddlehead came in, but I've seen them already now. I think it was probably this year. All right, I got an image here. I'm going to throw that out. I'm doing very well. Hope you're doing well, Thomas. Let's cover this all up. Grab this. This will be my last image for today because it's getting late, and I'm going to do other live streams like this because and anybody's interested in what we talked about, I always leave my live streams open. You can always go back to the beginning, but I show all kinds. Our whole discussion's been about wild edibles and more facts about it. Right now I'm trying to find the wild fiddle. Where did it go? Hopefully I can get this picture because some pictures save and some don't. And I don't think this one's saved. Nope. Let's try it again. Alright, let's try now. I like how some of them save and don't save. Let's see. I'll find another picture because it's not saving for me. Some do, some don't. Alright. This one looks good. Let's see if I can get this one saved. There it is, I got it. Perfect. All right. Actually, I want to take that off. I'm not supposed to, that's one I shouldn't have on. I'm going to grab another picture that's got watermarks, and I'm not supposed to have the picture, so I try to be safe with what pictures I take that's okay to use. All right. Is this one going to work? Oh, wrong one. There we go. This is a good picture anyways. I'll pull this up. That's what a fiddlehead looks like. They turn and you eat the top of them. They look kind of caterpillar rolled up. That's what it reminds me of. Alright, so I'm going to put the text wild fiddleheads. There we go. Fiddlehead's always a good one. Well, there's a fiddlehead that you can grow, Rachel. And let me see, I'll pull that up just so you see the difference. They're very similar, but that's what they look like. And I'll show you images. I'll just put fiddleheads. That'll be the normal thing you can actually grow. People put them in gardens and they grow them. They're not wild. Okay, I'm going to just put fiddlehead images because it's going to, wait, let's get it better than that. Well, this is perfect. This is what it looks like. But you can grow them in your garden. They're not wild. These ones are wild, but you can get seeds to grow them in your garden too. All right, so we're going to put this as a garden variety. I'll just put fiddlehead on it. It's not wild, this one, but at least you get to see up close what they look like, the ones you can actually grow in a garden. Let's see. As soon as I get the right picture here. Here they are. This is a good one. And then I think you steam them. I've never ate them before, but I knew about them recently, maybe within this year or last year. I've never had them, but I'm going to pull this up so you can really see. Come on. There. And I'm just going to put a text to this is not wild ones. This is just a normal fiddlehead plant. Once again, let's put in a different color so you can see it better. All right. I'll put it right there. Looks good. A little bigger. Great. So they don't have a strong taste, is what you're saying, Thomas? I've never had them before, but they look interesting. I would eat them. I'd try it. I'd try at least everything once. So you said they don't have a strong taste then. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe people would like that they don't have a strong taste. I'm going back to my thumbnail because there you go. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm still hanging there, but I'm going to get off very shortly. Is there any questions you want to talk about before we get off? And what do we got? She said, those are tons, but there are tons by the creek. They are definitely neat. I think the trick is harvesting them at the right time. They look like a green curled fingertip. Yeah. I never took it that way. I think they're different looking, but I'd still eat it. I'd try it. I would definitely try it. So this has been a fun, I'm going to do some more, like I said, I'm going to do some more. My next live stream is not going to be on edibles, but I will do another one later. Later on down the road, I'll do another one. Try to, maybe I might just do it wild edibles, and then we'll do a particular subject on it. So if it's wild edible mushrooms, we'll do that. Oh yeah? So it'd be like a good side dish, like having green beans or like something hot, because you're cooking them mostly. But I did say I think you can have it cold too. So it'd be like having between a salad or something, green beans or some kind of vegetable side dishes you use it as. Maybe spinach, I don't know. I never tasted them, so I can't tell you exactly what they taste like. But would I try them? Sure, I would, at least once. I'd try them at least once. So, like I said, further on down the road, I'll do another one. It's going to be wild edibles, and then it might be one will be mushrooms, maybe one will be berries. There's just so many wild edibles, like so much stuff, and so we'll put it to a distinct wild edibles area, like mushrooms or berries or I don't know, plants, whatever. I found this very interesting, actually. I mean, I learned things as I show you guys the same thing. I think it's really cool. I'll do you a quick cap, really quick one, and then I got to go back to my live stream right here, or my thumbnail. But you guys, all this stuff is stuff I showed you guys, and I'm going to go over it really quick before I get off. So, there's the mushroom. I didn't know the name of it, but Creeping Charlie is edible, and it's got medicinal purposes, and it's a really cool one, and it's all over the place. So, check that one out. Do your research, and that to me is kind of cool. It's a good remedy. The Indians used to use Creeping Charlie in different things. Yeah, we'll have to do a mushroom one. I think it'll be cool, but you have to know exactly. There's a picture of Creeping Charlie. I have it all over the yard. It was annoying me until I started finding out it was an edible. And then I went, okay, it's not annoying me as much because actually you can make tea with it. It's edible. So it's cool. I don't know if you guys have it, but I have lots of it all over the place. Yeah, there we put the title here. All right, so let me get these two off. And the next thing I did was just a generic picture showing you some pictures of wild edibles. All right, and then we have, there's another kind of mushroom. This was called chamomile tea. I thought I put the name of it. That's chamomile, and I swear, oh, there it is, it's right here. It's wild chamomile flowers, so you can make it into a tea and that. It's kind of cool. You are welcome, Susan. I love that you can eat this one. I had no idea that this wild daylily was edible. And I see that growing all over. I've definitely rewatched the whole stream. Thank you there, Thomas. I appreciate that. This daylily grows wild all over the place for me, and I didn't know it was an edible. This one really is kind of like happy, surprising that I might even try this out. I might even try eating it to see what I think about it. Because apparently, if you watch the live stream, you can eat almost the whole thing on this daylily. It just surprisingly shocked me that you could eat this one. All right, and we have some other images. There we got different things, how to cook the wild edibles, to this PURSLANE right here. PURSLANE is what I eat. I kept talking about it. You too. I kept talking about PURSLANE. You too, Tim. Love to you all, and be well and safe. PURSLANE's another kind of cool thing that grows, and I wouldn't pull it out if I were you guys. As long as it's not growing and it's not bothering you. And there is one that's poisonous. Go re-listen to my live stream. I couldn't find the picture of it. But that's a really nutritional wild edible. It's very nutritional. And it's a lot of water in it. So anyways, that's enough of that. Because you guys can all go check out all my other stuff after if you really want to. Another mushroom. Berry. All right, all that stuff. Look at all the wild stuff. I just like the picture because it's showing all the berries that I could do, like I said, a whole live stream on that. Prickly pear. Okay, where's my last picture? Right here. Just going over thing. I got my dog because I have some toast and she wants some. She's like crying. Oh, I'm going to give you something to eat too. I'll give you a piece of toast when I'm done. Give me a second, baby. All right, anyways, I got a whole thing. Let's go back over here. No, that's all right. Okay, no problem. I'm going to get off too, guys. But you know, I never leave you without a really happy song. So let me get this song going. Where is it? Right there. Well, hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody, for coming through, whoever passed through my live stream today. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day. Out to the garden very shortly.